You're being sent as a tribute to one of the most powerful and dangerous palaces on Earth. You arrive with no influential family there, no political allies, no army, no protection, no reason to survive. And you're surrounded by nobles, royal dignitaries, and court factions who have spent their entire lives competing for influence. They watch you like hawks and wait for the slightest chance to eliminate you. Because deadly imperial courts have a strange pattern. Getting close to power is hard. Staying in power is even harder. Yet one ordinary young woman from the Korean kingdom of Goryeo somehow did both. She entered the court of the Yuan Empire as a tribute woman. Someone never expected to marry the king, much less rule. But as the years passed, something unusual happened. People with greater status lost influence. Powerful rivals disappeared from the center of court life. But somehow, she kept moving closer to power. And the higher she rose, the more dangerous her position became. So how did a foreign-born woman survive one of history's most ruthless imperial courts? Before we dig into the anomaly of this story, if you're fascinated by historical anomalies, forgotten power struggles, and the people who succeeded where they should have failed, subscribe to this channel and like this video. Reality Fracture is built for viewers who look beyond the surface of history. Long before she became known as Empress Ki, she arrived at the Yuan court as a young woman forcefully shipped far from home. In a ruthless world where rank, family connections, and political alliances shaped almost everything, she appeared to have very little working in her favor. But the palace she entered rewarded more than status. It rewarded those who understood how power really worked. At first, Ki was one of many women inside the Yuan court. But while others were busy looking pretty for the emperor and the royal men, she quickly learned something important. That power did not belong only to those with the highest rank. It belonged to those who could navigate the palace with wisdom. And most importantly, beauty might open a door, but it rarely kept that door open. As her wisdom made her gain the attention of Emperor Tohon Temur, her influence began to grow. But influence inside the palace came with a deadly cost. The more visible she became, the more rivals began paying attention. Powerful court factions had their own interests. Rival consorts had their own ambitions, and the royal relatives were not left out. Every gain created new enemies. But this is where the story becomes unusual. Many people relied on status, family connections, or established influence to protect themselves. Empress Ki had started with absolutely nothing. Instead, she built relationships, expanded her network of supporters, and adapted to the shifting realities of palace politics. While factions competed against one another, she continued finding ways to remain relevant at the center of power. Years passed. Rivals came and went. Political alliances changed. Yet she remained. In time, the outsider who had arrived with almost no advantages achieved what few could have imagined. Empress Ki became Empress of the Yuan Empire in the year 1365. But her story is remarkable for more than the title she gained, because history is filled with people who rose quickly, but far fewer managed to survive the dangers that came with that rise. What makes Empress Ki unusual is that the palace became more dangerous as her influence grew, not less. The closer she moved to power, the more rivals, factions, and political interests surrounded her. Yet while other empresses before her lost their footing, she continued adapting. And that may be the real answer to the mystery. Not that she entered the palace with exceptional power, but that she learned how to navigate a system where power was constantly changing. The court she entered rewarded more than rank. It rewarded awareness, timing, and the ability to survive shifting alliances, which leaves us with a final question. When people succeed in difficult environments, do they rise because they are the strongest person in the room, or because they understand the room better than everyone else? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're drawn to human anomalies and hidden historical patterns beneath reality, like this video, share it, and hit subscribe.